because COVID was so special, right? I thought to reach out and connect with people in the isolation and loneliness and darkness and sadness of COVID. So it was really like a awareness and really cool, except we didn't get to travel, but then we did get to travel. That was even extra special because I didn't know that we could travel on the board because I just thought we zoomed in. So. Hand over to Tammy to share a little bit of the history of that for Excellence Award.
Thank you so much, Danielle. So just in case, I have not met anyone here before, which would be a shocker. My name is Tammy Yates Rajiri, and I am the lucky person to lead Realize in the capacity of Executive Director. Well, up until the end of the month. After which it will be in very good hands with Roger Musselman to my right, and Kate Merson, who is also on maternity leave. We keep saying there's something in the water here at Realize, so we warned.
I'm not on the.
So thank you all for coming today to break bread together and to celebrate some special folks amongst us. You're each special, but we have two award recipients this year who we are particularly recognizing. In 2008, the Canadian Working Group on HIV and Rehabilitation, QUIGR, established the QUIGR Award of Excellence in HIV and Rehabilitation to recognize individuals or organizations for their excellence in the area of HIV and rehabilitation. In 2016, QUIGR became Realize. We've always defined rehabilitation as any services or activities that address or prevent body appearance, activity limitations, and social participation restrictions experienced by an individual. That concept has evolved even further as the journey of living with HIV has evolved and morphed into the work that we do around optimal health and well-being. Some of these supports can include things like basic supports, such as income security, housing, and food security. Social supports, connecting with friends, family, chosen family, community, or even faith-based organizations. Social participation supports, for example, tools and training to encourage work and volunteer activities. Policies and practices that reduce stigma and discrimination for people living with HIV and or other episodic disabilities. Even practical services like training, employment counseling, personal or policy-based advocacy, and finally, psychosocial support such as mental health services, counseling, and peer support. So it was important for me to contextualize what through our journey as QUIGR and of course as Realize, when we talk about the award of excellence in HIV and rehabilitation, what rehabilitation means to us and to the individuals or the organizations that receive this award. So when I started with Realize, of course then QUIGR, in January 2015, the Oprah fan that many of you may know that I am, of course I had to mention Oprah at some point in this. It dawned on me that we were doing what we were talking about. And what we were talking about is quality of life. What we were talking about is living your best life, as Oprah calls it. And these are all issues that we were treating with before it was even a thing in our sector. So rehabilitation, quality of life, optimal health and well-being. So Realize's Award of Excellence seeks to highlight outstanding contributions towards improving the lives of people living with HIV and to acknowledge those who embody Realize's values and goals. In 2014, the award was renamed in honor of Elise Zach. So it became the Elise Zach Award of Excellence in HIV and Rehabilitation. Elise was a leading HIV advocate and pioneer and a founding executive director, a friend and a loved one to many of us. This past July, it dawned on me that it's been a decade since we lost Elise. Imagine that, 10 years. It still feels surreal, and it actually still feels like yesterday. That is the extent of Elise's impact, not only on this organization, but on our sector, on our movement. As I scan this room, I am so conscious that there are many people still here with us today in the Realize Vortex who became connected with the organization while we were queer and because of Elise. I think Elise would also be thrilled to know that since we've become Realize, there are new people who've become part of the Vortex. It really shows that Elise's foundation, that her legacy is continuing to be built on by our board, by our staff, and by all of our members and communities in this movement. So not only have we maintained Elise's foundation, we've grown her legacy. And we've actually grown it beyond, I think, her wildest dreams. So it is people like our 2024 award recipient, Caroline Murray, who embody the dreams that Elise and the community would have had when Queer was started. So Caroline, it is my pleasure to invite Francisco Ibanez Carrasco, who is one of the original members of the Queer Realize Vortex and who knew Elise very well, and is part of the nominating trio of Kelly, Suchan, and of course Francisco, to nominate Caroline for this award. So ladies and gentlemen and persons, Francisco Ibanez Carrasco, to share a little bit about our 2024 HIV Award of Excellence recipient.
But I'm sitting right across, so you can hear me, right? No.
The microphone's coming to you.
Loud people. Okay, thank you. I'm so glad that you're across, so be prepared to hear a little bit more about you. Well researched. I'm going to take a shower. Hello. Okay, so yes, thank you for those words about Elise. And I'm saying this is not the right time, but you are amazing, and I'm so glad you are at the helm of this organization. Thank you. So it's an honor to recognize your work, which has advanced the field of HIV and rehabilitation and deeply touched the lives of many. And your contributions in this field are extraordinary. You've broken New Ground as the first and only physiotherapist in Canada working specifically in HIV and rehabilitation and creating a remarkable model of care for people living with HIV. At Casey House, your innovative approach has helped over 250 clients. I'm sure many more than that, but that's the number we got. Officially, through tailored one-on-one care, group-based exercise programs, and steadfast commitment to holistic health. So your leadership, of course, extends beyond just the clinical setting, as you've shown through your advocacy for integrating research into practice. Thanks. This is Dr. Kelly Bryan, Dr. Suchan Carlson cannot be here, but they really stand by you. You've worked with us so much in terms of, making possible that we do research that really connects to practice. What truly stands out is the way your clients speak of you with words like kind, positive, and inspirational. So it's clear that your work goes far beyond treatment. It fosters hope and dignity for the individuals you serve. You're not just transforming rehabilitation, you're transforming lives. I can say that personally. I came to visit you, with my broken femur. Don't ask how I broke the femur. Okay. But, and I have friends whose names I won't disclose, who have said, oh, I went to see that one you told me, and how fast, how supportive they feel. We won't disclose names. So, on behalf of everyone here, on behalf of the two other nominating persons, we want to thank you, Caroline, for your dedication, your compassion, and leadership. Your work embodies the very spirit of the award, and we're all inspired by what you have achieved and continue to achieve. So congratulations, Caroline. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. Thank you. Can you hear me? I'm not very good with microphones, sorry. Public speaking is not my forte. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Francisco, for your words, and thank you. I'm really excited to be here today. When Tammy informed me that I was that I won the award, I was surprised and thrilled. I think I told her I've never won an award like this before. So it's really inspiring to be nominated by your colleagues for a job that you love to do. So thank you for that. When I did some research on Elisa, I was really inspired by how her friends and colleagues described her as being a pioneer, a trailblazer, a great advocate for HIV rehab. And many spoke of her integrity, her kindness, and her inclusiveness. Her work and the ongoing work done by Realize has helped form the foundation of my job at Casey House and continues to assist me in my job. While I don't consider myself a trailblazer or a pioneer, I do believe I'm a strong advocate for HIV and rehab, and particularly for my clients aging with HIV. I share that passion for HIV and rehab, and I have similar values that I believe Elise has had, and my values also include those that Casey House has, namely unequivocal compassion, informed client-driven care, deliberate inclusivity, creative mindful collaboration, courageous advocacy, and responsive innovation. I've been working as a PT in rehab with complex populations for over 35 years, and the past 6 years at Casey House. As a clinician, I've been able to work with my clients one-on-one to improve their physical function, help them achieve the goals they set, and to improve their quality of life in many different ways. I've implemented clinical programs to support care. The latest one we've just started is a seating and mobility clinic for our clients at Casey House. Much needed because there's a long wait list in other hospitals. In addition, I've also had the privilege of being included as a knowledge user in some very important research, the Closing the Gap project. That's how I met the people that nominated me for this award. I've always highly valued research because it provides clinicians with the evidence to drive change and improve client care. So I feel that's just as important as the actual clinical care. Moving forward, I plan to continue to advocate for more emphasis on HIV rehab to the best of my ability. I have many ideas still, and I keep pushing them. I'd like to say a special thanks to Dr. Kelly O'Brien, Dr. Francisco Ibanez Velasco, and Dr. Suchan Karasani for the nomination. I want to say thanks to Realize Canada for being such an amazing organization and providing me with innumerable resources and networking that really help to support my job and improve client care. And finally, I'd like to thank the awards committee for their consideration. Thank you.
So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Roger Muthman, as Tanner mentioned. I am the Communications and Program Manager at Realize, but I am about to transition into being the Interim Executive Director while Tammy's off doing whatever that is. She's going to be very busy and probably won't have as much time for this in the next little while. It is my privilege today to tell you a little bit about our newest award at Realize, and that's the Janet London Post-Secondary Education Award. If you had any connection to Realize or before Realize to Quaker, you've met, you know, you've had dealings with Janet. Janet is currently our Director of Program Support. She is our longest serving staff member. And this year, she's celebrating her 20th anniversary. All in her last year. Janet's been with Realize through thick and thin, from the lean years when our organization was quite small, to today when we have over 20 staff and manage a wide range of programs. Janet is the glue who holds the organization together and who's helped do the groundwork that has enabled us to take on all of these new areas of work. She's our magician with budgets, our magician with tech, our travel agent, and all sorts of other areas. If we don't know if something needs to be fixed, if we need to figure out how to do something, Janet is usually the one that fixes it all. I'm pretty sure that she would wish that I didn't call her quite so often. Because I just randomly call Janet. I don't know how to do this. But Janet also brings a great passion for the work that we do and the mission of the organization. And so she's the one that facilitates all of that stuff that makes us and the delivery of that mission possible. On the budget front, she understands these particular peculiarities of all of our funders. She does the magic. I'm not sure that we would all know how to do that. And so that's a very important part of the work as well. In recognition of Janet's stellar service to Realize and her keen interest in building the capacity of a younger generation of Realize experts in the various fields in which we exist, the board of directors and the staff team felt that the naming of the Post-Secondary Education Award in Janet's honor would be a really fitting way of recognizing all of the work that Janet has done and continues to do. Last year, at our 25th anniversary celebration, we announced the creation of the award. And now, today, and I should mention that the award is it's a financial award for a student studying in a field relative that relates to the work that we do at Realize. With a value of $5,000 annually for the award. And today, we are thrilled to present it for the very first time. So, the award is designed to help support students in financial need along their educational journey. The award is not necessarily about grades, although that's a factor. It's equally based on a wide range of factors, including community involvement, demonstrated resilience to overcoming barriers, leadership skills, and future goals to make a positive societal impact in the areas that are important to Realize. So I am pleased to announce that the inaugural Janet London Award recipient for 2024 is Jessie Symington LeBlanc. I would ask Janet to present the award to Allison, who is here representing Jessie today.
Yeah, apparently I'm pretty amazing. Yes, it is my great honor, privilege to present this 2004 Jessie. We were all very keen to see this go through such an ambitious young person. And the hope is that this will be a financial help, but my big thing is, I hope it will encourage Jessie that he has received this award, and as he pursues his paramedical studies and just getting started, I hope that this will be just one small measure of how important this work will be.
I guess I'll stand here, is that okay? All right, so as you heard, I'm Allison, I'm Jessie's mother, and I was asked to say a few words on his behalf, but as those of you with teenagers will know, it's pretty hard to speak on behalf of a vibrant teenager. So what I decided to do was just read to you the statement that Jessie submitted when he applied for the scholarship, so he can introduce himself in his own words. And I am a crier, I cry at everything, so forgive me if I cry tears. Yes, you understand. My name is Jessie Symington LeBlanc. I'm a queer 19-year-old living with multiple chronic conditions and disabilities. My mother has dedicated her career to human rights advocacy. In fact, that's how we know about Realize in the first place, as she worked alongside Quigger on issues of employment security and the rights of people living with HIV. I am following in her footsteps with my own advocacy for accessibility and LGBTQI+ rights. This award will positively affect my educational outcomes and allow me to make a real difference in my community. I'm currently at the beginning of my educational journey to become a primary care paramedic. I'm starting with a one-year pre-health science program that prepares students for nursing and emergency response fields. After that, I will enter a 2-year paramedic program, which includes both classroom instruction and practical experience. Although this field isn't directly listed on your site, it aligns with the values and the disciplines you support and integrates aspects of all of them. Most of the time, I'm able to function in society with only minor accommodations. But when my pain flares up or I get a bad migraine, I can become completely disabled out of nowhere. My support needs change frequently. so I've had to learn to adapt in a variety of ways depending on the scenario. Pursuing this multi-year education will be expensive and may necessitate sacrifices. I might miss out on new treatment opportunities due to time and financial constraints. The costs of managing my condition are higher than that of the average student. Receiving this award will alleviate financial stress, allowing me to concentrate on my studies without worrying about affording those tools. Despite my health challenges, I've maintained high grades and honor roll status. My skills are wide-ranging outside of the classroom as well. I'm very determined to succeed in my academic future as well as my career prospects, and hopefully out of that will create some positive changes in my community. After completing my schooling, I plan to do further work with marginalized and stigmatized groups, parallel to realize this mission. Paramedicine offers opportunities for networking, community outreach, and collaboration with organizations like yours. My studies will allow me to assist individuals in diverse situations, including those facing challenges similar to mine. Long term, I intend to use my education to benefit the health and well-being of diverse populations and to foster compassion, empathy, and support for those in need. In conclusion, the award would ease the financial burden of my paramedic education, allowing me to focus on overcoming health challenges and excelling academically. My prior advocacy experience has shaped my leadership, resilience, and initiative, reflecting values central to my worldview. Your support will enable me to make a positive impact in paramedicine and in my community. So that's my Jesse. I wanted to say thank you on his behalf. For a kid like him, it's really important not just to have financial support, but the other support that comes with this. And it's especially exciting that he won a Realize Award, because some of you may remember Jesse when he was a little guy at the office at staff parties, because I worked at the HIV/AIDS Legal Network and we shared space with Realize. And Jesse was 3 years old when I started at the Legal Network, so I remember at least playing with Jesse in the boardroom one day. So he's actually had a longer connection to the organization. And when Jesse first started dealing with his episodic condition, I knew episodic disability because of Quigger. And I actually met with Wendy Porch, a then staff member, to talk to her about how to deal with an episodic disability when you're in middle school and high school. To which she said, I don't know, but let's talk about it, and that was a great help. So I know Jesse is very proud to have won this award and to be the first person to have won it. His episodic disability and chronic condition journey has been challenging, and it constantly presents new challenges, but he's a very vigorous, authentic, committed student who I know will do well in all things that he tries in life. So a very special thank you to you, Janet, who I have known for many years, to Tammy and the board of Quigger, Realize. Realize for awarding this award to Jesse. He really appreciates it, and hopefully you'll have a chance to meet him in his adult form at some point. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Allison. And you'd be happy to know as well that, for many years, of course, the approach to episodic disabilities was really more of an adult to an older cohort framework. And thankfully, we've grown enough, both as a staff team and from a funding perspective, to begin to focus on a true life course approach to what it means to living with episodic disabilities. So we actually have a national youth coordinator on board, Tess. We may be reaching out to Jesse in more ways than one. I think that's what I'm saying ultimately. And as I mentioned, the growth of the organization, Realize, of course, is a brand, it's a legal entity. Who makes up Realize? There are its members, the board of directors, its communities, and the staff. We would literally not be here without every single member of staff. We acknowledged Janet's 20 years, and hopefully many more to come. I know she's threatening to retire. But we have grown to 23, 24, 20, whatever we are at this point, and I would really like the team to, if you can, stand for those who are not staff members or board members to see who you are. So please. Thank you. And of course, Chidi's behind the camera as well. He's on staff. Don't understand it. We also are using this opportunity to recognize some milestones among staff. So we have a few folks, believe it or not, who are already celebrating 5 years with us. And for all of us along our employment journeys, and especially these days, 20 years was the regular, sort of trajectory. 15, 10, nowadays, even 5 years, sometimes 2, is the length of time that you may get to spend with someone within an organization. Traditionally, the Realize team has spent a very long part of their careers within, whether it's Quigger or Realize. So we thank you for your commitment, we thank you for your passion, we thank you for your brilliance, your excellence, and we thank you for the 5 years that you've spent with us, grown with us, poured it into us. So the first person we'd like to welcome and congratulate is Elizabeth Rath, who is our Manager of Research Initiatives.
She just stepped out.
Of course, as long as we didn't have her mic and she was hot mic'd or anything like that. So hopefully in a little bit she'll step out. But Liz joined us actually as a student, doing her master's and working with Kate back in the day. And she then joined the staff team as the HIV and aging lead when Kate went on her first mat leave with us. Kate is now on her second mat leave, and we have a new HIV and aging lead. So maybe Giselle will be with us for another 5 years again, who knows? So we'll move on to the next person celebrating 5 years and hope that Liz comes back in time. The next staff member who's been with us for a wonderful 5 years is Melissa E. Melissa Egan, or Melissa E, as we fondly call her, because we have a Melissa P, Melissa Popio, as well. And Melissa E first joined us as a consultant, doing a number of projects with us. And of course, one contract turned into 2, turned into 3, turned into 5 years. Melissa is now our co-director of national programs and manager of episodic disabilities and education initiatives. A mouthful, but believe me, Melissa words that mouthful to the board. You know, she always cringes when I say this, but Melissa is one of the best facilitators I've met in my life. And as much as she's an amazing facilitator, she is just as much a joy to work with and to learn from. So Melissa, thank you for 5 years. And Janet is going to make a presentation to you. Great. Thank you so much, Melissa. And Liz? Hi. Now that you're back in the room, I hope nobody tells you all of the things that I said about you. Anyway, they were all good. But we really wanted to recognize you, to let you know how much we appreciate you and the 5 years that you've been with us in so many different capacities. And we look forward to many, many more years to come. Thank you, Liz. So you may have like a minute or two each if you want to share any words. I know it's a surprise, but we can bring the mic down.
Hi folks, I just want to say thank you. This organization has been so many things for me. It has been a place of support and learning and a place of growth, but also a place of healing. I came to the organization a bit broken, and the last 5 years have been extraordinary. So I am deeply grateful for this acknowledgement and for every single one of you and the journey that we are all on. So thanks for being here with me.
I enjoy you so much. Thank you. This is really a surprise. I started as a master's student with Kate, 2019, which was 5 years ago, I guess. And if you know me, you know, like Tammy, I'm a crier. And also, my partner Michael is someone who has lived with HIV for nearly 40 years. And so this work is never just work. And that actually makes it harder because, you know, if I was checking out groceries somewhere, just leave and not care. But it's really good fun to be able to do work like I do, to do research work with communities who I care about, with very smart people who I respect and admire, and hope to learn from, but also to work with folks who have been there all the time, every day, and who show up. Because that's what the best part of doing community-based work is, especially community-based research, is that everybody shows up all the time. And it's, you know, it's harder than most, but it's absolutely worth work. So it is such a privilege to work with people who care in the way that you all care, and who show up despite broken fingers and other things every day. And I think I'm lucky because for all the crying, I've laughed a lot. And I've learned a lot, and I've got to meet people who I never would have met if I just worked in academic research, which is where I come from. So thank you all, I really appreciate it. And I don't know what Tammy said, but it's all lies.
Okay, we've also had a number of people that have been with us for 10 years. Wow. And we are about to present to them a thank you. And little note in each card mentions something, I don't know. I think we have a comment from the audience.
Allowed?
Yes.
You are allowed.
Thank you. I just wanted to quickly have a shout out for Liz and Melissa. For those that don't know me, I'm Alexandra. I haven't been with the organization for more than a year yet, But I just wanna say that Melissa E. and Liz have truly been really inspiring role models for me. And for those of you that know me and my pets, I recently lost, my cat to feeling leukemia, and it was a really hard battle, and Liz literally sent me messages saying, if you need somebody to sit in the vet parking lot with you, I will do that. And knowing that I've had someone like Melissa who has inspired me and given me advice as a strong woman in her career and been able to communicate that to me, I really just want to say that it's been such a pleasure having the two of you be leaders to us, being amazing women to us, amazing friends, and have been there for us for some really tough, even personal moments. So I just really, really want to give a great shout out to those two, because truly, like, I don't say these things lightly. I really am inspired by the two of you.
Thanks for that. So, 10 years. Who are you? So, a lot of this is based on time spent on contract and on staff. Coming and going, coming back. The vortex, right? So, there will be e-gift certificates coming your way. There's a little note in these cards that say that. Because physical cards can use those. So, first, Kathy. Kathy has been a stalwart. Now, people talk about me and budgets, couldn't do it better. Bookkeeper, for those of you who don't know, Kathy's our bookkeeper and has been faithful. Was it quicker? And person for at least 10 years. So, Tammy has a little presentation for you. Next on my list is the other Melissa. Now, this is complicated because Melissa started with us also as a student, doing masters. Back about a year after I started, so we're talking 19 years ago. But that's been a long career outside Queer and realized, so based on the contracts, and we're going to recognize 10 years of staff and contract work with us. Mostly in education, and it's fantastic. So, Tammy has for you as well. Next is Ina Sencha. Annette Wilkins has also been part of the Queer Realized Vortex for much more than 10 years, but on contracts and on staff, 10 years is pretty much it. But I think I first met Annette with Kelly maybe my first year, maybe second. So it's been a long road for that as well. She's not able to be with us today. So this will be sent to her. And that's one of the certainly not least is Roger Nelson, who has had contract staff, and now in staff and moving on into Tammy again has the recognition for your long dedication. Back to Roger, I think.
So I think this time concludes our awards ceremony presentations. I'm being told to back up. I wasn't ready for my close-up. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone here in the room and who might be watching the live stream for taking part in the celebration today and the awards ceremony. Our Realize community, our family, whether you're people living with HIV or other episodic disabilities, or rehab professionals, research partners, our funders, all sorts of other people who make up the family and enable us to do the work that we do across the sectors that we work in, whether it's disability or HIV or in the aging sector. We can't do any of that without friends and family who make up the Realize vortex. I do want to congratulate Caroline again and Jesse, who are now within the Realize vortex, whether they know it or not. And we hope you stay. We're so pleased to honor you and your path to excellence in the work that you do. I want to thank the members of the Realize team who put all time into organizing today's events and yesterday's event, because we did have a joint staff and board meeting yesterday as well. It's a lot of work. It doesn't seem quite fair that Janet somehow had to organize her own luncheon, but she did. But that also seems like a very Realized thing to do somehow. And so I want to thank Janet and Chidi and the other members of the team who stepped up and helped out today. And we look forward to everybody helping us celebrate next year for the 2025 edition of the awards. And so you can expect to hear from us. The information coming on that in 12 months' time. A little less than 12 months' time, if we're all still standing at that point. So I invite you all to, I think there's still cupcakes out there.
Yeah.
So enjoy the cupcakes. I don't think Harvey's eaten them all yet. And for those who are staying on for the annual meeting, I encourage you, the members and staff members and members of the board who are staying for the annual meeting, we need a little bit of time to shift over because we have to do a bit of a tech swap. So thank you, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, we need to get a tree posse picture. Tim Perkins and Miss Snapper. It's just a baby, it's here, dear boy, sir.